So I've been sitting back, watching the aftermath within this small part of the YouTube community regarding the death of Nintendo President Satoru Iwata with great interest. Specifically this ongoing drama as a result of Black Bond's first video regarding the death of the man. The utterly ridiculous backlash this guy has received for this video is downright inexcusable. And before you accuse me of being a Black Bond fanboy or white knight, I'd like to direct your attention to the following bean footage. However, what I find downright fucking hilarious is whenever somebody turns their eye towards guys like you, Black Bond, and Humpmaster Flex to name a few, regardless of whether that individual's criticism is legit or not, you all fall back on that go-to pre-programmed defense mechanism of, I made that clown dedicate X amount of minutes of his time to me. So by your own faulty logic, every single individual you've ever made a video on made you dedicate your time to them. The third error for Bond was yet another sidestep. Trey shows in his video that the Wii U version of Splinter Cell Blacklist looks better than the PS3 version to try to back up his claim that Blacklist on the Wii U was the definitive version. Which, if those screens are to be believed, the Wii U version does look better than the screen-tearing PS3 version. Bond, who is all about graphics and games, never bothered to address this, most likely because he couldn't. So instead, he just sidestepped right on past that and pretended like it didn't happen.
Oh, but I can post YouTube comments while I'm at work.
Yeah? Well, you better hope your employer doesn't catch you using company time that you're being paid to work to keep them in business, to post stupid shit on YouTube. And that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say YouTube doesn't provide any benefit for your real life at all. Some of you are willing to risk your damn job, your livelihood, over YouTube comments and YouTube in general. And it's downright pathetic. However, after seeing Black Bond's latest upload, where he states he will start blocking people that have been proven wrong and continue to argue, I felt the need to make this quick video. Now I'll say this once. I'm not trying to dictate what other people should do on their channel, as this is merely my opinion and my own perspective on why I will not partake in the practice that Bond has chosen to partake in. Also, I despise stupidity and dismissal of facts arguably more than anybody in this community. I live by a motto, and that motto is that everybody is entitled to their opinion, but nobody is entitled to be wrong with the facts. This is a standard I hold everybody to, whether it be family, friends, significant other, content creators whom I'm a fan of, and even myself. I would love nothing more for morons to be severely punished for their blatant disregard for irrefutable facts. With that being said, blocking people is not a good way to deal with this. So yeah, I've criticized Black Bond on at least 4 separate occasions, and I foresee myself doing it again for as long as I'm on this website. In this case, at least in the context of what was said in the video itself, he's done no wrong whatsoever. The only thing you people can possibly criticize him for is for monetizing the video, but he even has a good counter for that as well. Now, I was only considering making a video about this subject, but then I saw Phatgamer and Drone Crusher / Superbrothers' hilarious and fail-ridden latest Best of Both Worlds video. And then that small consideration became an outright requirement. Now let's get this off the table right off the bat. I, like Black Bond, didn't agree with how Iwata was running things with Nintendo over the last few years. Whether it be the utterly disastrous handling of the Wii U and the lack of third-party support for said console, the focus on these ridiculous-ass amiibos that, in all fairness, is warranted from a business standpoint, considering the amiibos have practically created a money tree for the company, and worst of all, the company's policy regarding YouTube content creators. However, like Black Bond himself has stated, these business decisions have no bearing on his quality as a human being, nor does it diminish the contributions he's made towards the art of gaming. And yes, I said art, because that is what video games are by the definition of the word, and anybody that disagrees is an idiot. While I never knew the man personally, nor do I get so emotionally invested in forms of art regardless of how great they are or what kind of impact they have on me and my life, I'm very much indifferent regarding his passing despite his monumental contributions to an art form that is a crucial part of my life or what gripes I had towards his business decisions. Regardless, my condolences go out to his family, friends, and colleagues that worked with him. Now that I've made my feelings about Iwata known, and the fact that I will not kiss his ass like he's a god like all these other people seem to have been doing lately, despite a good chunk of these same people criticizing him when he was alive, which I'll get to that later, I'm sure I'm going to get the same level of pure hate that Black Bond's received over the last few days. And quite frankly, I give zero fucks about it. I've become quite used to the fact of receiving dumbass comments from people that wouldn't believe I was capable of being right regardless of overwhelming factual evidence that shows that I am. So, this latest Best of Both Worlds video. It was absolutely hysterical, for all the wrong reasons, of course. So much so that I just had to do a commentary on it. Now, I'm not going to commentate on the entire fucking video, because quite frankly, they go on a few tangents that really aren't worth commenting on. I'm only going to commentate on the sections I find to be worth commentating on. With that, let's begin.
But we ain't going to talk no more about it because we about to cook a goddamn duck right now, and that duck is, you name it, Mr. Bond. Mr. Bond been on a damn 2-day bender of fucking damage control after damage control over the fact that Iwata passed away. I mean, the thing that he doesn't comprehend is why people are fucking attacking his ass like Donald Trump is because of how he handled it and what the fuck he did.
All you had to do, motherfucker, all the fuck you had to do was just sit up there and say your condolences and end the fucking video.
Really? Because Shokio sure didn't just do this. Roll the footage.
Satoru Iwata passed away. So it's going to be really interesting seeing what's going to happen with Nintendo from here on out.
So where's this rage that should be directed at Shokio as well? I'll tell you, fucking nowhere. Not a single fucking comment on Shokio's video, and I know because I fucking looked, and not a single fucking reference to his remarks in this stupid fucking video, even though he did the exact same thing on the exact same day. That's way more than just a convenient sidestep on your parts. I'll get back to this later. For now, let's continue.
You are a stupid... Fuck. I don't even know what to say to this boy no more, Fat. You are a fucking loser, son. You're a fucking piece of shit. That is a grown man. That man has a family. He has a wife. I don't know if he has kids or not. But for you to sit up there and say some shit like this, you have a fucking mental problem.
Apparently this constitutes having a mental problem.
So if you haven't heard the breaking news today, Satoru Iwata, President and CEO of Nintendo, has passed today at age 55. Now, I know a lot of you people know I had very harsh criticisms of Iwata, but that was not in terms of being a man, not in terms of being a human being. That was on grounds of failing to lead a company in Nintendo to be a better company, to be a better gaming company. So, while I criticize this man and his methods of running Nintendo, I hold no ill will to this man as a human being or as a person, so my condolences go out to him, his family, and his loved ones. But, now that Iwata has passed, we will be needing a new president and CEO of Nintendo. And a new president and a new CEO means a new direction and potentially a new era for Nintendo. So, It'll be interesting to see where Nintendo will go from here. Will they remain the same under Iwata's old vision, or will somebody new step up and take Nintendo into what I believe needs to be a new era, a new generation, and a new beginning?
Again, what is bad about this? He gave his true feelings about what he thought of the man's business practices, put that aside and gave him his proper respect as a human being, gave condolences to the man's family, and pondered the future of the company without him. Which, might I remind you, Shokyo did the exact same thing.
Satoru Iwata passed away. So it's going to be really interesting seeing what's going to happen with Nintendo from here on out.
To put it in perspective for you two jesters, as well as the rest of the ass-hurt dipshits that left comments on Black Bond's video, I played Bond's video for my girlfriend, a completely neutral party who before this happened had never even heard of Iwata whatsoever, and on top of that doesn't even watch Black Bond's videos and is not a fan of him whatsoever. And guess what? She didn't find anything wrong with his video either, and she thinks the people that commented on his video are complete whack jobs. In fact, she even came to the same conclusion that Black Bond came to, and what I have come to. That a lot of you people are looking for reasons to hate him, based on whatever he might have done to offend your little sensibilities in the past. In the case of you two best of both clowns, the fact that Bond made you look like complete fools not once, but twice. If a completely neutral party can come to this conclusion, that really says something about the whole lot of you fucking pathetic parasites. Oh, and Super, I find it utterly hilarious that you're even making this video considering the fact that you've said this.
I saw the video. Because honestly, Black Bond, I don't watch your shit. You're a fucking idiot.
If that wasn't already definitively proven to be an outright lie, it is now. On to the next event of failure.
You really do.
I mean, number one, dude, the man that passed away.
The man ain't even been dead. The man hasn't even
He ain't even been buried.
No. You are a stupid,
and
worthless...
you are already concerned about the next successor to run this company because you fucking believe and think whoever they do get to replace him will probably put fucking Nintendo games on your precious bargain bin PC. You are a delusional fucking loser.
Satoru Iwata passed away. So it's going to be really interesting seeing what's going to happen with Nintendo from here on out. So it's going to be really interesting seeing what's going to happen with Nintendo from here on out. So it's going to be really interesting seeing what's going to happen with Nintendo from here on out.
Where's the video dedicated to bashing Shokyo, gentlemen? Yeah, that's what I thought. Continuing.
You are a cocksucker. You are one of the worst motherfuckers I have ever met. I'm sorry, I've never met this motherfucker. You are one of the dumbest motherfuckers that I've ever seen in my entire life. This YouTube shit, it consumes your fucking mind, boy. This shit is serious to you. And don't sit on here and fucking complain and try to say that it isn't. You take this shit serious.
Somebody who doesn't take YouTube seriously doesn't make a video on Christmas Eve to upload on early Christmas Day complaining about other men on the internet.
You did not ruin my Christmas, Black Bond, okay? We dropped that video on Christmas Eve that night. I went over to my boy's house. I drank eggnog. I ate Christmas cookies. I spent time with his family. I played Xbox One, which is a very good system. And I will be getting one soon, by the way. I come back home. I uploaded that video around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Somebody who doesn't take YouTube seriously doesn't make a video on New Year's Eve or day complaining about other men on the internet.
I do not need YouTube. I don't care about YouTube. This YouTube shit is nothing to me. This is entertainment.
Somebody who doesn't take YouTube seriously doesn't make a video on July 4th telling people not to be on the fucking internet crying about video games on July 4th, only to then proceed to cry about video games in the same video that they advise people to not be on the internet crying about video games on that very day.
And today is the 4th of July, so go out, have barbecue, drink beer, spend time with your family. Don't be on the fucking internet. Don't be on the fucking internet. Don't be on the fucking internet crying about video games and crying about video games and crying about video games. If you pay for PSN, why is it always going down? Fucking cheap ass Sony garbage bullshit. You ponies have a nice fucking day. You're all a bunch of fucking morons. That's just fucking childish. And it's a waste of time. And you really need to get a life. And you really need to get a life. And you really need to get a life.
And finally, somebody who doesn't take YouTube seriously doesn't make a close to 20-minute video railing about another man on the internet that they've never met who they feel has somehow disrespected a video game company president that they've also never met. Like I said in my last April Fool's Day video, I went to college for interactive multimedia design, part of which included video production, so I know full well that even the simplest of videos take quite a bit of work. That's quite a bit of effort for something you claim to not take seriously and don't care about. Not to mention, in said videos, you've indirectly threatened bodily harm towards Black Bond and others, yet he is the one with the mental problem? He is the one that takes this YouTube shit too seriously? The fuck out of my face with that shit, clown nose. You take this shit just as seriously, if not more so, than the people you rail on for taking this shit too seriously. You know it, I know it, and the American people know it. Moving on.
You have fucking issues, son. You really do. Just like my boy Blackie Lebowski said in his video. You're fucked up in the head.
Blackie Lebowski saying somebody has mental issues. That's like a living puddle of rancid diarrhea telling a rose that it smells awful. Blackie Lebowski is the same worthless motherfucker who flashed guns over the internet over people talking shit about his preference in video games. Blackie Lebowski is the same troglodyte fuckwad that came back under the new Blackie Lebowski account and for the longest time denied that he was the Ashvillian. Blackie Lebowski is the same sensitive fucktard who tried to call another man's employer over what they said about him in a video. Blackie Lebowski is the same hypocritical fuckbag who made comments about how shameful it is that people are killing each other, but then left comments about wanting to do physical harm to another man over the internet over video games. Blackie Lebowski's credibility regarding the supposed mental illness of somebody else is so non-existent that I'd sooner believe that Zaire owns a $12,000 PC. Mentioning Blackie Lebowski as some sort of credible source of mental illness in others is a blatant shot in the foot on your part. Next.
You have some serious mental conditions to talk about this man after he's dead and gone.
You heard it here, folks. Shokio apparently has severe mental conditions, considering he did the exact same fucking thing you're trashing Bond for doing and accusing Bond of having a mental condition for. Not only that, apparently Alpha Omega Sin has the same severe mental conditions as well. Roll the footage.
One of the main questions that's been on the tips of everybody's tongues and on the minds of everybody within the gaming industry is, where does Nintendo go from here? And it's $1 million question, a completely loaded question, but one that's worth asking. You figure, since the unfortunate and unforeseen death of Iwata that nobody saw coming at all, and I mean, these effects are being felt everywhere, throughout the entire industry, to fans, everybody. Everybody is absolutely in shock and in mourning of passing of somebody like that. But when you take a step back and you look at the even bigger picture, you have to wonder, where does a multi-billion-dollar video game enterprise such as Nintendo go from here on out?
And before anybody tries to use the utterly trite and worthless defense of, but he made 2 separate videos where he paid tribute in one and contemplated the future of Nintendo in the other, please fucking spare me. The videos were a day apart. And by a lot of y'all's fucking logic of not saying that type of shit when the man ain't even buried yet, all you motherfuckers need to get on his case as well. So yes, in that sense, Alpha did the exact same fucking thing as well, because even though the videos were separate, he made them during a short time period in which the fucking funeral hadn't even taken place yet. So again, either give him and Shokyo the same backlash, or shut the fuck up. Let's move on.
But you know what? I'm gonna say something. Now I know Bond gonna count, but what about RXL? He made fun of him. But see, here's the thing about RXL. RXL's a troll. RXL been doing this shit for years of trying to get a rise or response out of people. Does he believe what he says? No. In the case of you, everything that comes out of your fucking mouth, you fucking mean it, dude. You fucking mean it.
Oh, that's rich. Dismiss an individual's blatant disrespect simply on the grounds of trolling because they're apparently not serious, yet condemn somebody else that you feel has done the same amount of disrespect, if not more so, even though they showed no such disrespect whatsoever, all because they were serious. And I alluded to this in my Objectivity, Stupidity, and Trolling Oh My video, but I think I'm going to go into full-blown rant mode about this subject, because I'm simply tired of the term troll and all the connotations that are attached to it. So I'm putting out an open challenge, right here, right now, for somebody, anybody, to give me a universal qualification for being a troll. It started out with the definition of saying something on the internet to get a negative response out of people. But the qualification of the definition has radically changed over the years to the point where the term doesn't even have a straightforward or even coherent definition anymore. The qualification has gone from saying something completely stupid just to get a negative reaction out of people, to saying something factual just to get a negative reaction out of people, to flat-out online harassment, and has now basically become the internet version of I'm just kidding / joking. Far as I'm concerned, it's an ambiguous label. Period. And oftentimes convenient ambiguous label at that, because more often than not, idiots will resort to using that label towards somebody that has stated a fact that goes against what they personally believe and therefore don't like that it was said. In addition, other idiots will get their asses reamed inside out for saying something utterly retarded, and rather than take responsibility for it, they'll just resort to stating, I was just trolling and you took me seriously. Ha ha, you look foolish now. The definition of the word has been warped to suit the needs and whims of idiots, whether it be sensitive people that don't like to hear the truth, or by dipshits that want to cower behind something that covers up the fact that they said some stupid shit rather than own up to it like an adult. And in this case, it's apparently being used to defend somebody that said way more horrible shit about Iwata than Black Bond ever did. And not only that, once again, these two court jesters have completely and blatantly sidestepped both Shokyo's and Alpha Omega Sin's videos. If there was ever a time in this video to address those, this would have been it. But of course they didn't, because that would mean they would need to direct their vitriol at those two individuals as well, and would therefore lose their entire excuse to rail on Black Bond for saying absolutely nothing wrong, and thus lose the entire reason why this video was made to begin with. It's so obvious that this video was made as an excuse to attack Bond over the fact that he exposed the shit out of these two clowns. Hell, even Blackbuster Critic, who actually cried over Iwata's death in his video, thinks that what Black Bond said wasn't disrespectful in the slightest.
But what I just can't stand is the disrespect people have for this man. Now, it is completely fine that people do not agree with how he was currently leading Nintendo, that's completely fine. It's okay that people are more concerned about, what's going to happen with Nintendo now. That's completely fine. If that's how they feel, that's fine. I don't see that that's disrespectful.
There you go, BBC fanboys that still to this day try to come at me with bullshit almost 2 years after my confrontation with him. I can exercise objectivity and give credit where credit's due, unlike the lot of you morons. Let's skip ahead slightly.
Now, in case of this YouTube shit, and I'm gonna just come clean, 'cause I know a lot of you guys are asking where the fuck I've been at. I've been enjoying my life. I just stepped back away from this YouTube shit. And I took it for what it was. A bunch of motherfucking nerd motherfuckers crying, complaining, having a fucking big dick versus little dick contest over which company or which brand or which game is fucking better. And for me, I'm done with it. And then I'll probably always do the best of both worlds with him. As for me doing videos, I'm done. I'm no longer doing videos because I'm sick of it. I'm sick every time I go on YouTube, I see some stupid ass video, somebody fucking crying and complaining about shit they shouldn't even be crying or complaining about. They're video games. Why don't half you guys do what I do? Step fucking back from this shit. Erase, purge everything on your mind that ever dealt with this fucking cesspool community and enjoy and embrace gaming for all the benefits and all the enjoyment that it brings. And for that reason, I'm done with YouTube. But I will continue to do the best of both worlds with him because I know he's not going to stop doing videos. Man, for me, I'm fucking retired from it, guys.
Yeah, okay. I've heard this similar song and dance from you before. You constantly say you're tired of the YouTube shit, but not only did you continue to make videos despite being tired of it, you contributed to it. Remember the videos you made towards Crap Gamer that were on your now deleted old channel? So you're so tired of the shit that you want to quit making YouTube videos, yet you blatantly contributed to what you claim you were getting sick of seeing. That's some condition you got there, Fat. Far as your retirement goes, I'll believe it when I see it. If I was a betting man, I'd say you'll end up coming back within 6 months. Let's skip ahead even more.
I'm a gamer, people, okay? I've been gaming longer than most of you guys on here have been alive. Okay? This shit is not serious. It's not fucking serious. I had people tell me that I betrayed him over fucking Sony.
A fucking company.
Video games. Plastic.
A fucking video game.
A bunch of fucking toys.
I don't give a fuck what he owns.
You guys take this shit way too serious. I do not get paid by Nintendo. Do you understand what the fuck I'm saying? I've said this before. You guys are fucking losers. You're a bunch of nerds that can't get no pussy and you sit at home in your mommy's house bitching about fucking video games and what another man does.
Wow. So much shit wrong with the preceding clip, I'm not entirely sure where to begin. First off, you claim this shit of video games ain't serious, yet you cried about Sony and its fans in a video you made and uploaded on the 4th of fucking July, where in the same video you urged people to go out and celebrate the holiday and not be on the fucking internet crying about video games. You've made over half-hour and nearly hour-long live streams on YouTube over video games instead of just keeping your mouth shut and playing the games away from YouTube or doing something other than spend hours at a time on YouTube. Yet video games aren't serious to you? You're not fooling anybody, Super. By your logic, you're just as much of a loser as me, Black Bond, Zaire, or anybody else that spends their time and effort making videos on YouTube. In some ways, you're fucking worse, because you want to sit on this imaginary throne of superiority by saying you don't care about YouTube or video games, yet the effort and time put forth on your channel says otherwise. Secondly, you've made videos on other holidays like Christmas and New Year's ranting about other men on the internet all over shit they say about you that concerns video games. If it wasn't that serious to you, you wouldn't even bother making response videos to these people. Granted, you'll probably come back with some shit like, I don't care about what they said about me regarding video games, I address what they said about me as a person. Go ahead and use that hollow defense, because I've got something for that coming up. At the end of the day, the shit people have said about you originates from video games. Yet if they weren't that serious to you, you wouldn't bother replying. Now you're probably also going to say, but they came at me first and insulted me first. They're the ones that care so much about video games, not me. While that may be true, you did nothing but contribute to it, so you're just as guilty. Third, if video games weren't that serious to you, this video that I'm commentating on right now wouldn't exist. You have never fucking met Iwata in your entire fucking life. You didn't know that man personally. The only effect he had on you was through video games, something that you claim to be nothing but toys and entertainment and therefore nothing to take seriously. So tell me, why are you taking Iwata's death so seriously if he was involved in an industry you claim isn't serious? This is why I provided my feelings about Iwata's death at the beginning of the video, to show the proper reaction of somebody who doesn't take gaming so damn seriously. What's interesting is that by your classification of what video games are compared to mine, it's implied that I take gaming more seriously than you, but nobody would fucking know it based on your reaction in your video regarding Black Bond's video about Iwata's death. Face the facts and get the fuck off the high horse. You do take games seriously. You do take YouTube seriously. And the only reason this video even exists in the first place is so you can have an excuse to trash Black Bond over something he really didn't do just because you're both ass hurt over how much he exposed both your asses. Which, like Bond says, is downright fucking pathetic considering you're using the death of an important gaming industry figure as an excuse to make an almost 20-minute video crying and bitching about another man over the internet, all because said man on the internet made you look like the slow, contradictory losers that you are, yet at the same time claim the very industry that Iwata was an important part of isn't serious and is nothing more but entertainment, while getting upset that said man on the internet didn't pay enough respect to Iwata, even though he was involved in an industry that's, by your own words, not serious. So therefore, you shouldn't be taking his death that serious either. Moving the fuck on.
I don't fucking care. You guys are losers, you're nerds. You're all a bunch of fucking cocksuckers. Not all of you are. There are some good people.
Oh, no, they all cocksuckers.
No.
Fuck them all.
No, not. I've met some cool people on here. Some people think like me. They don't care about this shit. It's just entertainment. But you got grown men that want to come on my channel and get angry with me and call me nigger and cuss at me and wish death on me because I like a certain company.
Or call somebody a damn sex offender.
Just like Black Bond. This is why the majority of this community fucking hates your ass. Like I said 6 months ago, I hope that my boy Zaire catches your ass in the streets and beats your motherfucking ass. You are a piece of fucking shit. You call me and this man pedophiles. You call me pedophile, that faggot, cocksucking piece of fucking garbage, hard 8 times. Both of you motherfuckers have been saying this shit about us for months. Fuck the both of you. I hope you both get cancer in your fucking dicks. You're
damn,
both.
really?
I'm not fucking playing around with these motherfuckers.
Damn dick cancer?
I hope they fucking get it.
Fuck
the both of y'all. Especially you, Black Mon, you buck-toothed, cock-sucking piece of fucking garbage.
This is all I heard throughout that entire clip I just played. And this just further proves my point about how serious you take this YouTube shit. Yet according to you...
I do not need YouTube. I don't care about YouTube. This YouTube shit is nothing to me. This is entertainment.
To say that we contradict ourselves?
I mean, for fuck's sakes, why are you getting offended over something somebody says about you over the internet when the internet is apparently not that serious? If you're not an offender, there's no need to be offended. Hell, a few times in the real world, I've been told I look like a psychotic serial killer that kidnaps little girls to torture and kill. And the people that said it said so non-jokingly. But did I get offended? Fuck to the no, I didn't, because I know it isn't true. The only time you should get offended by what somebody says is if they are actually accusing you of this in a court of law. And guess what? Nobody has once accused you of pedophilia or being a child molester in a court of law. It's been all over the internet. You getting this upset and indirectly threatening bodily harm against another man on the internet means either you're hypersensitive and take this shit seriously despite the fact that you claim you don't, or what he says is actually true and all you can do against it is lash out. It don't matter what door you choose to open because you're fucking exposed either way. And I find it funny that you wish that both Bond and Hard 8 got dick cancer, yet earlier in the video you claimed that death was serious and nothing to joke about. Anyways, moving right along.
But something I do want to address that is fucking hilarious. And like I said, granted this man passed away. But the thing that really fucking, I think is the most funniest thing, and when I seen all these fucking Nintendo haters and people who bashed this man for how he ran this company and the judgments he used, how they sat there, make fun of him, mocked him, hope he gets fired, I hope this happens to him.
I know that
and
shit too.
Then when that man died, here come all you motherfuckers being all apologetic with fucking egg on your face looking guilty. Like fucking Stone Fox fucking media, really, dude. Your whole fucking channel began because you bashed the Wii U in this fucking man. Whether it was Reggie or Miyamoto, you fucking did this shit. As soon as that man died, you had the audacity to put a fucking Mario costume on and say he was one of us, he was a gamer. Really, dude?
Finally, you actually said something that made some sense in this turd of a video. So congrats on that. But unfortunately, this good point you made is a double-edged sword, which I'll elaborate on in just a second. However, I agree with what you just said 100%, which again is why I stated my true feelings and professed utter indifference towards his death. Not only because I don't take gaming as seriously as you two clowns do, even though you claim to not take them seriously at all, and not only because I didn't even personally know the guy, but because somebody dying doesn't suddenly mean I'm going to retroactively praise them for all the shit they did that I at one time criticized them for doing, which seems to be what a lot of what these spineless jackoffs has been doing lately. At least myself and Bond have the balls to say how we truly feel about the man despite his death, yet still do it in a respectful manner and give condolences to the man's family, friends, and co-workers. Which brings me to that double-edged sword I alluded to. You're railing on these two-faced people that suddenly want to nominate Iwata for sainthood, yet wouldn't piss on him to extinguish a fire before he passed away. Yet at the same fucking time, trash Black Bond for actually being honest about his feelings towards the man and how Iwata's death affected him, in a respectful manner, mind you. So, which is it? Do you want people to set aside their harsh criticisms towards Iwata and lick his asshole clean now that he's gone and thus expose how spineless these people are? Or do you want people to actually be honest and acknowledge the past criticisms while still giving condolences in a respectful manner so you two pathetic dipshits can jump on these people for not licking Iwata's asshole clean enough? You two motherfuckers can't have it both ways, so make up your minds. Next.
Fucking really?
That's what really pisses me off too. Half of you worthless motherfuckers, y'all wanted Iwata and Reggie, and who else did they want fired?
Miyamoto.
They wanted Miyamoto, Reggie, and Iwata fired. And now that Iwata's dead, you up here kissing his fucking ass. You motherfuckers, you sit at home behind your fucking computer and think you can run a fucking company? Shut the fuck up with this shit. You all are a bunch of fucking hypocrites. You people make me fucking sick.
Man, your blood pressure's boiling, man.
Fuck it. I'll take my medicine later on. Fuck it.
Fuck around, have a stroke.
I don't fucking care. I'll take my medicine later on. Fuck it. You people, I've never met a bunch of losers like this in my entire life. All you Wii U haters, all you Nintendo haters, y'all were screaming for this man Iwata to be fired. You need to get rid of Iwata. He's not doing a good job. And now that he's dead, you kissing his ass. You wasn't a Nintendo fan in the first place. And you got some Nintendo fans that are doing this shit too. You guys need to shut the fuck up. You guys have never ran a $1 billion company before. Shut the fuck up with this shit.
That's better than sitting at home behind your fucking computer and getting ass hurt by what other men say about you over the internet, despite the fact that you claim to not care, to the point of indirectly threatening physical harm against these men over the internet. Even your boy Fat is adding you for being so mad over this shit. Yet I'm supposed to believe you don't take this YouTube or gaming shit seriously? And about that $1 billion company remark, newsflash, motherfucker. We don't need to know how to run a company or have any business training or experience to criticize a company's business decisions or practices. If something's fucked up, it's fucked up, and we're going to call it accordingly. By your logic, we shouldn't complain about Capcom's or Activision's DLC practices on the grounds that we have never ran that type of company before. By your logic, we can't properly judge if certain foods taste good or not until we graduate from culinary school. You make no damn sense, and it is you that needs to shut the fuck up. One last thing to touch on.
I mean, no, let's keep it real. Maybe they want motherfucking $40 or $50 DLC season passes from Nintendo, like from fucking Warner Brothers or Activision or rest of these motherfuckers. Maybe they want Nintendo to do the same exact thing like the rest of the fucking gaming industry is doing.
No, actually, what we want is adequate third-party support and no time periods of outright software drought. There was one damn game released for the Wii U last February, then just one damn game released in March, and then none in April, before finally 3 games released in May. There have been more games released during this time period on the PS3. The fucking PS3. A console that had nearly reached the end of its lifespan during this time period. The Wii U has had quite a few time periods of outright software drought, yet Iwata himself was all about software over hardware during his tenure as president of Nintendo.
This truth never changes. Software sells hardware. People buy game systems to play the game they love. I agree with Steve Jobs, the head of Apple, when he said, software is a user experience. Software is a driving technology, not just of computers, but of all consumer electronics.
And yet the appeal of Nintendo's 2 previous consoles was all about hardware gimmicks, such as the Wii's motion controls and the Wii U's tablet-style controller. But the now former president of Nintendo was all about software over hardware, right? Of course I don't want Nintendo to endorse this DLC bullshit that's been going on over the last few years in gaming. But at the same time, they need to start bringing out a steady stream of games, both first-party and third-party exclusive, in addition to third-party multiplats. That's all they have to do. Instead of focusing their efforts on hardware gimmicks and this stupid fucking pseudo Beanie Baby amiibo crap. Well, that's all that was worth commenting on in this video. Needless to say, these 2 jabronis are the perfect representation of all the haters Blackbond was getting in his comment section. Super and Fat, I'm taking a page out of y'all's playbook and saying this right here, right now. If either one of you responds to this, whether it be a video response or a comment left on this video, Your minds will officially become my fuck toy. Because by your own logic, the fact that you respond means I got to you. Go ahead. Come at me with the same type of dumbass trite I've seen in this train wreck of a video of yours so I can laugh my ass off and expose you even more. That's all I gotta say. You two pukes are dismissed. Now, of course, I solely focused on this video and left out little gems like RealGamer27's video regarding RXL making fun of Iwata's death and those who took it seriously, where he tried to address the whole "you didn't know Iwata personally, so why are you taking his death personally" defense with an absolutely paper-thin retort of, "Oh, I take any death and suffering personally. I get sad whenever I think about people suffering in Africa." Bitch, please. If it meant that much to you, you'd be donating to help these people suffering in Africa. But I'd be willing to bet you haven't donated a single damn dime, because you probably don't think of it at all. So put that lame-ass shit away. And on top of that, more shit continues to come out as of the time of making this video, like Zaire's response to BBC's video, which I'm not even going to bother addressing. I personally don't see this shitstorm over Iwata's death dying out over the next few days. Especially because I may have just added even more gas to the fire. And for that, I make no apologies nor give any fucks. I've said what I wanted to say, and now I'm out. The Great Exposer has spoken.